Today sees the release of ElectricalOM 2026.06. I'm Spencer and I'm going to be taking you through all the latest features in this new version. As usual, I'm going to start with the core software upgrades. First of all, we've made improvements to the file saving system. Now you can save for multiple open projects simultaneously, as well as being able to choose and select now specific file locations on your machine where you want to store your saves. The next update that we have here is around diversity. We've made improvements to the way that we can define types of diversity in the system by adding a new type of diversity. Here I've created an example where I have 3 pumps and one of these is in a standby or backup position where generally it won't be powered on. So what we can do is in the circuit edit menu now, you can define a diversity type as on standby, which means later on when we go to our upstream, it won't use that for the total design current, but it will still allow you to calculate for that particular circuit its conductor sizes and those sorts of things for when another part of that, for example, one of the other pumps is taken down and this one needs to take its place. We've now also added new features to TT arrangements in the system. So here I have a TT supply preset in the system. And as you can see, I've got an option here where we can allow disconnection times. This is specifically for final circuits. We still have to comply with obviously the 1 second for distribution circuits, but where our circuits do meet the requirements and we have the information in table 41, you will see that we have the ability then to define disconnection times at 0.4 seconds and those sorts of things as we see for TN systems. We've also made improvements to electronic relays within the software. Now when we go to our selectivity, you'll see that electronic relays can have 2 curves set to them. So we have the overcurrent element and now also we can set a separate earth fault curve specifically. Where we need to also identify different positions for the protection of fault currents in our system, new functionality has been added into the circuit edit menu. Here you can see we now have the ability to check position of devices for the protection against fault currents. And as we tick this item here, you'll see that it will choose the relative position for one of 2 devices that you may have set in the system. In this case, I've used a buzz bar and sort of a Glasgow switch arrangement with a BS88. And while we are relying currently on the overcurrent element for overcurrent protection, we can see here it's actually relying